Well, greetings everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of MBTV News. My name is Mal Burns, and I'm joined on the news desk, I guess you could call it here, by my technical wizard. He likes sitting, but more than that, he likes fiddling with knobs. He's a technical wizard known as James Atloud. Welcome, James.
Oh, hello, Mal. Welcome to you too. I hope you're having a pleasant Sunday.
I am, yeah, cold,
Ah, okay.
miserable, but pleasant enough because I haven't even been outside
Ah,
today.
okay.
Oh, I almost fell asleep, mind you. That's the bad side.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, we are. We're okay there. Um, right. Well, this program, we bring you news about immersive spaces online, virtual worlds, stuff like that, and touch on some of the haptics, interfacing involved in those kind of things. So, strictly speaking, we're not well, I'm not too impressed by Helmet Land, but James will sometimes chime in with news from Helmet Land, won't you, James?
Oh, I sure will. I enjoy my
Yes.
helmet.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. So stop fiddling with that helmet. Oh, sorry. Right. Innuendo around here, dear
That's
me.
all right.
Right. Let's get going for real, for serious, shall we?
Yep.
And I'm going to be reading out various links and things as we go. Really, just highlights this week, and more so as we go along. Actually, this show's going to get a lot shorter if I can help it. And I'll be reading out links as I cover things. You can actually follow me still on Twitter or X or whatever it's called. It's whatever it is. It's slash Mal Burns, MALBURNS, whether it's an X or a tweet or a twat. I'm not going in there either.
Yep.
Most of my info gets posted to Mastodon now, and I rely on little robots to actually transfer the posts from Mastodon to the appropriate tweeting place, if you see what I mean. So when you go to the links and grab them there, as I say, slash Malburns, the links will take you to the exact page of the articles I mentioned. Whereas sadly on this show, I can usually only show you the front page. Oh. Which, it's okay. You can usually find it, but there you go. Right, so let's get going. I think I've covered everything as far as the intro is concerned. Soon the intro is going to be longer than the show, so there you go. It's actually Sunday, the 12th of November, which is
It
the one thing you
is.
nearly didn't get there, which means bonfire night and the loud background noises of last week have now gone, except there weren't any, remarkably. The Friday, Saturday, and the Monday and Tuesday this week, the 2 days either side of the famous Guy Fawkes night, were as noisy as hell, but
Wow.
November the 5th itself was quiet, so go figure. Anyway, that is not part of the metaverse news unless we're showing you a particle show with noise, and we're not. So, moving on to the actual news, we will transfer ourselves to Reading View over here. And I'm going to start with the web pages. There aren't, as I say, there's not much this week anyway. One post we have here is about the future of XR in the architecture, engineering, and construction is what the
Ah, okay.
AEC stands for. Basically, yeah, this has kind of been quite a big. The architecture field. I remember, over a decade ago, having, with the Society of Architecture or whatever the hell they're called, held a conference in London here, looking at Second Life at the time. Philip Rosedale was over, and I was there, and a couple of other people. And, it was a nice divide for us at that point in time. There were people working in Second Life who were architects who were trying to create environments that were like future pavilions for people to meet and collaborate in. So they were treating the architecture that way. The other was just advanced computer aided design, where architects were finding they could do their traditional architecture, but then build it in a virtual world and walk around inside it. So there are two different aspects to it. But nowadays, of course, it's all moved into engineering, construction, and everything else. So this is supposed to organics, and auganix.org for this one. And yeah, it's a series. So I'm really just telling you it's here really. Things mentioned in the post there. They've got a brief summary, but there's a lot more. They look at the different markets, authoring, collaboration, safety, progress, etc., etc. All very internal to that, you know, trade or commerce aspect of things. But if you're involved in any of those areas, architecture or engineering, then it could well be an interesting place for you. So organics.org is where you'll find that. Next one is the obligatory one, which actually came out very late this week. I think it was Thursday or even Friday before it actually arrived out. But it's the same sound effect we normally give it, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Yes.
Okay.
um, Otherwise known as Anthony Vitillo, or otherwise known again as Scarred Ghost, which is the name of his blog. SKARREDGHOST.com. And he reports on Pico performing layoffs. That's interesting phraseology. Pico performs layoffs, as if it's on stage layout or something. Nemo announces AR glasses and more. So there we go. These are the Nemo glasses he was talking about. AR glasses, of course, and a little portable computer to go with it. It's a nice sort of form factor. I'd actually prefer a pair that will plug into my iPhone rather than have a special portable computer, but there you go. Um, so, oh yeah, he says he's back and the crunch is over because he was part of the launch of a new version of the application. We had the sound effect for that once upon a time too. Together an amazing cancel. Well, we still got it.
Still
Well
got
done,
it.
James. On the ball there, yes. So, yes, a concert by an American rapper called Armani Weiss. And forgive me if I don't know who the hell that is.
I don't either. No.
Yeah, different generation, I think. Right. And when he wrote this, he was about to attend the On Metaverse Summit, which is in Milan, which is, of course, he's in Italy, so it's his home territory. And he's co-organising that. So by tomorrow or whatever, presumably we'll get a roundup on that as well as his normal roundup. Anyway, news Pico, another helmet person, people rather, layoffs, laying off people. Even though, well, everybody's saying the XR ecosystem is growing more slowly than expected, which is the excuse for anything like layoffs, isn't it? On the other hand, other people will say, oh, it's just growing. We're on the cusp of a real boom. And all the developers have concentrated on Apple's forthcoming product next year and blah, blah, blah. We will find out when the find out time arrives, really. Nemo's glasses, again, they were at the top there. More news about Apple Vision Pro. There seem to be endless demos and things there. I mean, it's not the rumour mill, although there are, oddly enough, well, to be expected, rumours about a lower cost, lightweight one and all sorts of other things too, and whether they're going to drop the OLED bit because that's too expensive, or all the ins and outs of speculation. But we wait and see. News releases. Press conference time is normally the time to wake up. Right, Qualcomm is working on a new chip set. Pardon my slurs. And what else we got? Echo VR. Yes, I was reading about this. Right. Oh, it's a mod that's resurrected an old VR thing.
Right.
Nasty stuff there. Anyway, I'll let you read this, of course, if you're interested. So you can go to get this at where's it gone? Oh yeah, here we are. Scarredghost.com. SKARREDGHOST.com. And another roundup site, all these sites we feature, apart from the old bit, we feature almost every week now because they're good roundup sites, basically. This is Charlie Fink's one. This was posted November 9th, which was, oh yeah, actually it's Thursday, but this is this is actually his Forbes column. So the address here that's showing up here is just Forbes.com, FORBEES.com. And OpenAI had a massive dev day, and he's got some of the announcements there. Maybe a rush to get that out is why it's a day or so early. Chat GPT 4 Turbo God, what we're getting now is GPT 1000 Enhanced Turbo Express. I don't know. Um, Apparently, the AI is more and more advanced, and the claim is that it costs less. Whether that means they're going to charge less for you to use it, or whether it means they've actually found a way of economizing on the processing cost of doing the work, I don't know. But anyway, OpenAI has also introduced a new legal defense fund. Wonder why they've done that. To indemnify its users from copyright infringement claims. So, they've thrown the money away a little bit to get round otherwise the risk of being fined, I suppose. Okay, I don't know who Grokking Musk is. Grokking Musk take
Yeah,
on AI.
that's what Elon's calling his AI, Grok.
Oh, so it's like a child of his called Grokking. I see. The Grokking Musk. Yeah, okay. Okay, Elon, you've got a baby Grok. Oh, how
All I
cute.
remember is from the 70s, there was a phrase called "I grok Spock" from Star Trek. But
And grok apparently is a word coined by science fiction author Robert Heinlein in Stranger in a Strange Land. To grok is to deeply understand and empathize. Okay,
I grok Spock.
I grok that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, my new word is an old word. From now on, I'm going to tell you whether I grok something or not. If I don't grok it, you know exactly what I think, don't you? Anyway, more news about Mal. No grokking there.
Yeah.
And as for Elon, actually, no grokking there really on my part. Let's get on with this thing before I need a legal defense fund myself. Right. That's a pretty image, isn't it? This is typical of Charlie Fink's blogs, actually. Obviously, the crew from somewhere or other. It doesn't have to, left to right, starting with Doctor something. Oh, hang on. Maybe that little. No, who knows? Right, Germany starts making money. This is kind of fun. There've been lots of just small blogs this week, but since it's mentioned here, I thought I can cover it here. This is more than just about seeing something projected on your hand. They're making watches. They reckon Apple Watch and things like that will be developed. So there's a tiny projector at one part of it, and you can project it onto your other hand that you're not wearing a watch on, kind of thing. Anything to get away from screens, including the phones. But this actually is from a company called Humane, and it's called an AI pin. And typically, Johnny Fink has not got the photograph that best explains it. Basically, it's like a little badge kind of pin that you wear on your lapel. And it's completely self-contained and has an AI in it. I mean, it has no way of showing movies or looking up sort of stuff like that you need a screen for. But apparently, you can talk to it as you're walking along the street. It replies in language that nobody can tell from a normal human. And basically, it's the little blurb there says the AI pin from Humane is thinking differently about a mobile screen. Anyway, I was looking at that. I mean, it's about $800 at the moment, which is hardly cheap. But in a way, I think it's a prototype. I'm sure that price will come down if it takes off. It has unlimited access to GPT-2, and no smartphone is required. Oh, but you might need a monthly $24 subscription, with T-Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
That's the downfall. The moment the product starts tying itself to a provider, you're going to be paying $25 a month to T-Mobile, whether you want T-Mobile or not, and then another $800 for the kit. That, by the way, is not it. That's another look at Pico again.
Yeah, it's another. Dare I say that thing reminds me of a Star Trek communicator?
It does, doesn't it? They put they moved their arm to the lapel and then beat me up, spaceship.
Tell me where I am. Tell me what I should do.
Yeah.
No.
Are you still there, Starship? Hello.
Nope. We left.
Enterprise, have you buggered off again?
We
I
left a
want
long
to
time
be
ago.
beamed up. You can't leave me here. I need to be beamed up. I can't teleport either. What's going on? Hello? Oh dear, my lithium battery's run out. I'm on a desert planet. Where do I charge it? Hello? Starship? Enterprise? Hello? 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 And then, David Bowie's Space Oddity.
Oh yeah.
No, I can't be able to play it. I would be wasting time.
Nope.
But
Nope.
yeah. I'm. I will entertain you, he says. Spatial expanding into games. AI lip dubbing puts words in your mouth. God, well, maybe my lip flapping, as I call it, will get better soon. In-world AI, multi-year co-development partnership with Xbox, which of course is Microsoft. The big companies are all partnering still. This field, so to speak, is hardly on the downturn with the big companies doing so much. I think it's the startups that are suffering more than anything else. Right. Okay, so you'll find that roundup at Forbes.com. Moving on to roadtovr.com. And the second, the new Magic Leap 2, has yet another update, which it's not an update from 1, it's Magic Leap 2 having an update, so it's 2 point something probably. It claims a vastly improved hand tracking, biometric ID, and more. We reported, I think it was last week or the week before, on the Magic Leap CEO stepping down now and handing over to an enterprise savvy person to move to developer, all very amenable sort of thing. So it's moved from dev to enterprise marketing, really, in its focus. I imagine there are plenty of consumer users of Magic Leap 2. I mean, those who have the money to actually get it. I mean, it's not actually that more expensive than a top-end headset or whatever, but it is really aimed at the enterprise use. Yeah, they've sort of updated it. I don't think there's any illustration here or anything. It's just, yeah, here you are on a link to their release notes if you want it. So if you're into Magic Leap, which is a sort of helmet but halfway to a pair of goggles, if you know what I mean. Aesthetically, it's a bit more pleasant than, certain other helmets. Right, xrtoday.com, xrtoday.com, big XR news from Pico, Autodesk, Samsung, Magic Leap again, of course, and Snap. And, yep, they have the roundup of it there. Meta Room, that's a new one. Right, Amrax integrated its Meta Room application into the Autodesk cloud. Interesting, that. Keep forgetting Autodesk was doing a lot of this stuff in very primitive terms. You weren't in the simulations, but, major early 3D design software. Samsung are to debut their headsets. Of course they are. They've got to have a headset, haven't you? Even if it's a slowdown, you've still got to launch a helmet for the helmet people. More rumblings. Oh, maybe it's rumor. I don't know. Right. AI will bridge the gap for AR smart glasses, says the Snap CEO. Snap, of course, are. I think they're their main thing. I think is those glasses that allow you to take photographs and send them up away walking around. I've never had one, so I'm never fully afraid. No doubt, a lot of these startups that are still around have sort of extended into other areas too. Yep, that's that one. And sorry, I've got the ones below this. Yeah, that's everything except for I've got to remember to check down here. I haven't been publishing them separately. There are absolutely too many these days. But Voices of VR this week.
Yeah.
I forget when it was. It was October the 5th. They published about 24 podcasts all on one day. I was pushing it a bit. But this week they've only got down to 2, both on November the 8th. About why fitness. Maybe. No, that's right. Why a fitness app developer called Andre Elijah is suing Meta. Oh, God, you can't sue a 4-letter word, can you? They might send a 4-letter word back at you. Well, you can sue for being offended, I suppose. Alleged anti-competitive behaviour. Well, what's new? It is, after all, the platform formerly known as a longer word that isn't a four-letter word. Yeah. Rain Dance Immersive as well, back, and they have 40 independent VR experience across 8 categories. And this podcast is his preview. I don't know when it actually happens, but you can expect there to be probably around 80 podcast episodes the week after that happens.
Goodness.
Kent By is always jumping on these. In fact, he was photographed by somebody at some event this morning. He's always at these events, does masses and masses of interviews, and then if there's a quiet period without any events, then he obviously sits down and edits them. But I can't think of anybody more prolific in the space, especially as it's not, it's not like Scar Ghost, who just does long blogs, very informative ones. This is fully fledged media, audio-wise anyway. Well, maybe you could argue that's easier. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for the main blogs. I got one clip here, which is this week's innovation brief from M7, which I think is sort of topical. It often hits on things we would be interesting. So I'll play that now.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of the M7 Brief. I'm your host, Matt Moore, coming to you from sunny London. I'm here for 48 hours speaking at a private client event, but that doesn't mean I can't take 90 seconds to deliver the latest in media, technology, and innovation. 90 seconds on the clock. Let's go. Watch out, the GPTs are on the loose. OpenAI announced it's letting everyone build custom... Oh, no film? Okay. Okay, apparently it is illegal to film on government property here in the UK without a permit, which I definitely don't have. So after some smooth talking, I booked it out of there and am now here in this very beautiful, very public London Park. Where was I? OpenAI announced it's letting everyone build custom versions of their popular AI, ChatGPT. Better yet, they're promising to eventually pay these creators an unspecified amount based on how much their GPTs are used. The tech side of this is you can custom tune your ChatGPT to speak like a kindergarten teacher to better educate your kids, or like a professional chef for those aspiring to go to culinary school. The big picture is OpenAI continues to give away its technology to garner the data to see how people will use it. Powerful and promising, potentially dangerous, yes. The Beatles are back one last time. Using the power of AI, John Lennon has been resurrected for one more Beatles song and music video. How does the tech work? The AI can identify and isolate John Lennon's voice from a demo tape recorded a long time ago. Then it can reconstruct the vocals, while the surviving Beatles layer on to make what is arguably the first true Beatles song since 1970, and probably the last. The behind-the-scenes video uses AI to splice old footage with new, and while it's a little uncanny at first, it's a great example of synthetic media that people want. Yes, this is a polarizing example, but it's a bellwether that AI can help generate content that people will seek out. Let's talk TikTok and digital gifting. A new report has shown that over $250 million in digital gifts has been spent on TikTok in just Q3. To clarify, digital gifts include things sent from viewers to live streamers, filters, cosmetics, basically silly digital overlays with tiered payments for each gift. Zooming out, parasocial relationships are extremely powerful, and as silly as it sounds, many people will spend money just to elicit a positive reaction from their favorite internet personality. While live streaming commerce hasn't taken off in the US like it has in China, there may be this behaviorally adjacent market growing in the West via digital gifting. Well, that's all the time that we have for the M7 Innovation Brief. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you back in New York.
I've forgotten about that little glitch, about a hilarious glitch at the beginning. I don't think that applies to all government places in Britain, but I mean, I suppose these days it's to be expected. But it was so short. He was allowed to. I didn't actually click as to where he was actually standing. That
Yeah, I didn't either.
Him being kicked off. I found it rather funny. Something else he mentioned there that. Oh God, what was it? My mind's gone blank. You mentioned something else there at the end there that I had.
Oh,
Some,
monetizing people on chat streams. I was just thinking, let's do that, Mel. Let's have people
yeah,
give us money. Oh,
yeah. It wasn't. No, it's actually
it wasn't
before the.
that.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh no, no. It was the additional. He said, what people want and stuff with the Beatles AI. I don't know how they calculated this in the days of downloads and everything else, but the Beatles' new song, new inverted commas, is now #1 in the charts. It's right up there. Every pop program has to run it as the #1 single of the moment. So it's just like the old days. New Beatles single. One
Right.
week later, it's #1. 100 weeks later, it drops to #2. Yeah.
Well, I
That is
noticed
just,
also it's on every streaming service I own. So,
oh yeah,
they gave it to everybody. Yeah.
yeah.
They didn't put it
There's no
behind any kind of
restriction.
paywall, right? Right.
Yeah, no, there's no restrictions like there. It's a single. It's
Yep.
yeah, a tribute to themselves.
Right.
They'll be selling lots of back albums and things. It will work as publicity and nothing else. But
I
they
really
haven't
thought they
ended.
might put it on Apple TV, and that would be the only place, but nope.
Nah, the Beatles had a longer. Yeah. Because the Beatles had a long run because their own record label back in the day was called Apple Records.
Right. Apple
And there was
Core.
a long
Yeah.
battle to stop Apple using the Apple because
Yep.
the logo, Apple Records used to have an actual Apple texture on the logo,
Yep.
but it was exactly the same outline as Apple came up with when they started, and they just had the psychedelic strips on it. So anyway, that's long gone, but I don't think, the Beatles are not, sort of, posers like U2, for example. They just chase the money and whatever. The Beatles. So anyway, they don't exist anymore as a four people.
Right.
Sort of like Yoko Ono supplied the Lennon track, of course, from her archive. That's how they got that.
Hmm.
And some people don't even reckon George Harrison is on it because the slide guitar that sounds like George Harrison was an overdub by Paul,
Yeah.
done for the actual single. So who
Yep.
knows anyway? But it's nice
Based
songs.
on a recording when they tried to produce the song in the 90s.
Yes,
Right.
and it kind of it didn't quite work out.
Didn't work.
It.
Right. Still didn't have the tech.
Okay, finally, moving on to the video feeds. This is my master. This also arrives at Twitter if you find me there, just like the web links. But this is actually a different Mastodon account, which feeds into Twitter, where I
Is
keep
this the Vivaldi account?
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Um, just interesting videos of the week. This one I think I missed earlier in the week, so I put it back here this morning because I found it on my other feed. And I thought, oh dear, did I press the wrong button when I posted this? And it was just quite interesting. It's mostly focused on Google, of course, but it's the building the open metaverse people, and they're web standards for the win, and the win. Interesting expression. It actually has nothing to do with Windows, by the way. A lot of people, when you say the word "win," you think,
No,
"Oh,
it's
not
a gaming
that."
term for the
Yeah,
win.
exactly.
Yep.
So, but looking at web standards anyway for the open metaverse, so well within our frame of reference. I forget. Yeah, 43 minutes. That one is. Next, we have the. I said we've got Charlie Forbes, indeed. Oh dear. Anyway, it's the guys at this week in XR, and their guest was Michael Beneville, who's the co-founder and CCO of something called Area 15, and I think they're about
This
to.
episode of our This Week in XR.
It's not easy to preview because it's that long intro. Yeah, it's just. I think it's just the two of them
But
this week.
it does affect things.
Charlie Fink and Ted
So,
Thingamajig.
Shilowitz.
Shilowitz, right, fair enough. Okay, then now this one, James, I don't know we've actually watched it this week. It came out very late. It was something like Thursday when this came on air.
Oh, I watched it live.
Ah,
Yeah.
and it was
on Tuesday as usual.
oh, it was on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know. I didn't watch it live, and I got it whenever I got it. Anything interesting there?
No, just the big story. the Pico story about layoffs, and the subtlety about Pico is that it's a Chinese company, and so they're hesitant to do anything. They won't release the headset in the United States because they don't want to risk their position of keeping TikTok running in the United States. And of course, the U.S. is very concerned that there's vital information being given to China via TikTok, or the other way around. There's fake news coming from TikTok into the United States.
Well, they ask for what they get. I mean, but when another country like China says, "Oh, we're not going to allow an American product," of course, America would go up the walls. And why not? Well, because you Americans can spy on the products you sellers. Everybody's at it. It's not exactly a one-way street here.
Nope.
Admittedly, it's actually so amusing. Well, nothing amusing about it, of course, but it seems to me that this sort of standoff between China and the States is to replace the Russian standoff, which actually is more deserving at the moment. But a bit of hypocrisy there. You run to the, oppose Russia because of them oppressing people, then somebody else says, "Oh, that's going on. Let's have a go at doing that mass destruction thing," and they don't even get backed. So what is going on in the funny old world that we have. But China is so integrated into tech. I mean, the British government here is playing the same game, but if they were serious, they would actually have to take down every single cell tower in Britain, because it's all manufactured and was imported from China by a company that is known to include surveillance tech in everything it does.
We're getting into the meta world political broadcast today.
Yes, indeed. Well, when I leave the studio here and pop over to the shop to get a bite to eat, I shall definitely I shall buy a spring roll and put it on open display under the cameras while they come home, just to prove that I'm buying. It probably isn't a Chinese product.
Probably not.
It's a Chinese food stuff, put it that way. Hey, look, me have spring roll, me munch, me good guy. Yes. And I'll buy McDonald's and put it in the bin. Will that help as well? Yeah, of course it will. as if needles in haystacks. For there have to be operators and people. You can never, as far as I can tell, have more than 50% of the people as government slaves to monitor the other 50%. I know Nazi Germany tried very hard, but you still need the other percent to do all the work and things that isn't surveillance. So, who knows? You can, well, I'm not going to go into the political stuff. I have actually posted rather a lot this week, including, I think it was at Facebook I put it, and it's gone in because several people commented on it. It seems that some of our recent conflicts that we're all very upset about, you'll never guess, but it's all about oil, really.
No, not oil.
The Eastern Mediterranean apparently is full of oil reserves. Officially, they belong to Palestine, right? So permission would have to be sought from Palestine to use them. Wonder what do they do when there isn't a Palestine, for example? Oh, I suppose we'll just have to find the nearest country who's taken ownership, etc., etc. Yeah, same old story. I'm going to get into trouble if I hijack this program anymore. And we've only got 10 minutes left. I said it was going to be short, didn't I?
Right.
Oh, we were 15 minutes late starting, so there we are. We're about just over half an hour. Okay, Rock Paper Reality delivers immersive learning with Lenovo Think Reality. This is another one of the was it Demand Curator, who's part of another organisation, VRAR people. But this is strictly speaking an interview. It's only 15 minutes or so. You'll recognise who it is when you. There he is. Rock Paper Reality and AR/VR solutions at Lenovo.
I guess the first thing we want to talk about.
15 minutes to talk to both of them at once. Very good. Okay. I think. Oh yeah, that was the Voices of VR podcast. I pointed that out a little bit earlier, and the same with this one. Okay. Latest big news. the 9th of the 11th. Yep, that was this week. So there was a new, same as the last program, except this is the actual XR Today edition. Warping Media, Meta and Unity.
Puritan, senior journalist from XR Today, always bring you the latest and greatest from the VR, AR, and XR industry.
That's an hour-long one. And, oh, well, this is the one I started with. Obviously, I did get round to posting this at the beginning of the week after all, so that is fine. And guess what that is? That's where we are at. We've done everything. We've done everything under the sun. And
So familiar.
slightly ahead of schedule, even though we started 15 minutes late. So very good indeed. Let me pop back, therefore, to here. And, yeah, don't think there's anything there. Just check the news pictures. No, again, there was nothing new there this week, so we're good to go on that one. Right. Okay. I've now lost the picture I should have up there. Trust me for clicking on things. Okay, fine. We'll go for a grey screen to go out with, actually, after all. Okay, that's it for my roundup. James, any thoughts on all that? Given it's got a little bit of extra minutes, if you have anything to say.
No, nothing to add really. I doing a lot of open sim work with. We did the Virtual Ability Conference this week and recorded that.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a worthwhile project that I enjoy doing. Otherwise, just getting by, Mal. Just getting by.
Yeah. I get wondering whether we should include more of the things like, I mean, virtual ability are focused on Second Life, of course. But I keep coming across a load of stuff from Samsara and VR chat and stuff during the course of the week. And I really wonder whether to start focusing more on those individual spaces, just as we do in more general terms with OpenSim and the Hypergrid.
It's possible.
Because, yeah, I mean, you know, we had a clip last week that was appropriate for just about any of our programs, really. It was educational, but it was filmed in Kitely, and it looked like it was in Second Life. So go figure, you know.
Right.
You know, it's actually funny. You get these people talking at an event in OpenSim, and they keep speaking like they're in Second Life. They say things like, "Well, here in Second Life, I mean,
I do that. I do that
get-
too. Right.
people get confused as to where they are some of the time. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
suppose it's like being in England or being in Scotland. You know, it's only when you get around to a few particular points of things that you realise you're not in the other country. You know.
Oh, you better
Right,
be careful
okay.
with that. Right.
Oh no, it's just little. It's like, you know, Scotland's got its own government, whereas
Right.
England doesn't.
Right.
England has the British Parliament, which covers Scotland, you know, and England and Wales and Northern Ireland. But each of those other places have their own government too. But England doesn't have its own government. We're losing out, you know. We should have an English government that doesn't allow Scots and Welsh and Irish in. Just like Scotland doesn't allow anybody from, you know.
No
anyway,
comment
anyway.
from this Yankee on that topic.
Yeah, I don't know. There's yeah. Texas should have its own government and cede from the union. There you go. That will make you think.
Don't even go there. Right.
Don't even go there. Fair enough. Right, I'm not going to go anywhere except a nearby stage, actually, for another program. But that's it for this week. Hope there was some news, at least, that intrigued you or something. And hope I didn't drift into the non-virtual world for too long. Too many rabbit holes that actually come down to earth. Right, we'll see you next week, hopefully, same time, same place, with another batch of goodies from MBTV News, and we're out of here. Thanks for watching.